What's the cheapest freehold townhouse you can buy in Markham right now? I get this question every single week and the answer might shock you. I just analyzed 42 recent sales in the past 30 days, every single freehold townhouse transaction in Markham. And I found some properties selling for under $900,000. But here's what nobody's telling you. The cheapest one sold for $854,500. That's a 3-bedroom freehold townhouse with parking for 3 cars. But before you get excited, there's a catch that could cost you thousands if you don't know about it. My name is Antonio with Andy Zheng team, and I've been tracking Markham real estate for years. And the next 10 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly where to find these deals, what you're actually getting for your money, and the hidden costs that most buyers miss. But first, let me show you the data that reveals the real story behind Markham affordable townhouses. Alright, let's dive into the real numbers, because what I discovered in this analysis completely changed how I advise my clients about Markham townhouses. Out of 42 sales in the past 30 days, here's how they break down by size. 5 units between 1,100 to 1,500 square feet, 18 units between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, 14 units between 2,000 to 2,500 square feet, and 4 units between 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, and just 1 unit over 3,000 square feet. The sweet spot is 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. That's where most of the action is happening. But here's what's interesting. The smallest category, 1,100 to 1,500 square feet. That's where you'll find the cheapest options. Now, I had a client last month, young couple, first-time buyers, who came to me and said, Antonio, we want a townhouse in Markham, but our budget is under $900,000. I told him, let me show you what's actually available in that range. Here's what we found. Only 2 properties under $900,000 in the entire month. 2 out of 42 sales. That tells you something about the Markham market right there. But here's the thing. Both of these properties have something in common that most buyers don't realize when they see that attractive price point. Let me break down these 2 properties for you, because the details matter when you're talking about value at this price point. Property number 1, 43 Beehive Lane in Wismer. This is the absolute cheapest freehold townhouse that's sold in Markham in the past 30 days. Listed for $598,000, sold for $854,500. That's about 5% below asking price. Here's what you get. 1,453 square feet, parking for 3 cars with a single car garage located at McCowan and Burr Oak. But, and this is crucial, there's a portal fee of $100 per month. Now, portal stands for part of the lot. It means you don't own the land outright. You're paying that $100 every month for land lease. Over 25 years, that's $30,000 in additional costs that most buyers don't factor in. Property number 2, 2,487 Burr Oak Avenue in Cornell. Listed for $938,888, sold for $890,000. Also about 5% below asking. This one's 1,472 square feet, parking for 4 cars with a single garage located at Burr Oak and 9th Line. The good news, no portal fee. The not so good news is in Cornell, which is further from the core Markham amenities that most people want. I showed both of these to my clients and the reaction was interesting. They said, Antonio, these are smaller than we thought and the locations aren't ideal. What else is available? So let's move up to the next category. That's 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. This is where 18 out of 42 sales happen, so there's much more choice. But the price jump is significant. In this category, the lowest price was $928,000 and the highest was $1,308,000. That's a $380,000 spread, which tells you that location and condition matter a lot. Let me highlight 2 properties that show you the range. First is 40 Batista Perry Drive in Wismer, listed for $959,000, sold for $928,000. That's about 3% below asking. You get 1,881 square feet, built in 2014, lot size of 17.68 by 79.64 feet. This is a Markham Road and per oak, no photo fee, move-in ready condition for just under $930,000. This represents much better value than those sub $900K options we looked earlier. On the high-end 19 guardhouse crescent in Angus Glen sold for $1,308,800, listed for $1,325,000, so only about 1% below asking. This one, 1,808 square feet, built in 2023, so practically brand new. But here's why it commanded that premium. Angus Glen is one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Markham. You're paying for location, prestige, and newer construction. I had another client who was deciding between these two price points. I told them, look, for an extra $75,000, you get 400 more square feet, better location, and no monthly fees. Sometimes it makes sense to stretch that budget. Now, let's talk about the 2,000 to 2,500 square feet category, because this is where you start getting into serious family size home. 14 sales in this range. Lowest price $950,000, highest at $1,353,000. The standout deal here was 11 Dundas Way in Queensboro, listed for $979,000, sold for $950,000. This is a corner lot townhouse that feels like a semi-detached home. 2,001 square feet, built in 2017, lot size 23.25 by 83.44 feet. The catch, photo fee of $123.94 per month. But here's what's interesting. Even with the monthly fee, this represents incredible value for a 2,000 plus square foot home in Markham. Comparable detached homes are selling for $1.4 million and up. On the high end, 9 Percy Stover Drive in Wismer sold for $1,353,000. This one actually sold for asking by 13%. Why? It's a walking distance to Pure Elliott Trudeau High School, one of the top ranked schools in the area. This shows you that even in a buyer's market, well-located properties near good schools can still generate multiple offers. The lesson here, if you're looking at larger townhouse in Markham, be prepared to pay $1.2 million and up for anything decent. The days of finding 2,000 plus square foot home for under $1 million are pretty much over. So what does all this data mean for your townhouse buying strategy in Markham? Let me break this down based on different buyer profile. If you're a first-time buyer with a budget under $900,000, here's my honest advice. You have very limited options in Markham. Those two properties we look at are about it. You might want to consider expanding your search to other areas or looking at condo townhouses. If you can stretch to $950,000 to $1 million, your options open up significantly. That 1,500 to 2,000 square foot range gives you 18 different properties to choose from, much better locations and better value overall. For family needing 2,000 plus square feet, budget at least $1.2 million. Yes, it's expensive, but you're getting significantly more space and often better locations. Here's what I tell all my clients: don't just look at the purchase price. Factor in those portal fees, property taxes, and maintenance costs. A $900 townhouse with a $100 monthly portal fee might actually cost you more long-term than a $950,000 townhouse without any fees. And remember, Markham townhouses hold their value well. That property in this complex that sold for $479,000 in 2019, it just sold for $589 plus. That's solid appreciation even during the market volatility. So there you have it, the complete breakdown of the cheapest freehold townhouses in Markham based on the last 30 days of the sales data. The bottom line, if you want a freehold townhouse in Markham, be prepared to spend at least $850,000 and realistically budget $950,000 to $1 million for decent options with good locations. The market is showing us that Markham remains one of the more expensive areas in the GTA, but the quality of life, schools, and community amenities justify the premium for many families. If you're serious about buying a townhouse in Markham and want to see what's currently available in your price range, I'll be happy to help. You can book a consultation with our team. All the contact information is in the description below. We have access to property before they hit the market, and in a competitive area like Markham, that early access can make all the difference. What's your budget for a Markham townhouse? Are you surprised by these price points? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one and I'll give you my honest assessment of what you can expect in your price range. And if you found this market analysis helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do these deep dives on different GTA areas every month, always with real sales data and honest insights. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.